everybody doing tonight? What's the difference between a comedy show and a donkey show? The donkey show actually starts on time. When I walked into the comedy scene a few months ago, I just felt like I didn't belong. I felt like I was walking into like auditions to 40-Year-Old Virgin, or like I was a chaperone at a high school dance. You know, I have nothing in common. I don't do cosplay. I don't play Fortnite. I don't have a blow-up sex doll. Well, maybe that one. But yeah, you know, I just felt like, you know, I didn't belong. And a lot of comedians, though, they've been great to me. They've been telling me, you know, write about things that you know about, things that are funny to you, things that are personal. Which makes me wonder, why do so many comedians talk about gay shit? Maybe they got the same tip that I did, or maybe just the tip. But a lot of comedians I noticed, they talk a lot about their sex life. I mean, a lot. But it gets old and hard to believe sometimes. It's like when a priest tells a kid, this never happened, right? No, but either way, man, I mean, we get it, man. We're all happy that you're having a sex life. Great. You know, more power to you. But don't shove it down our throats. Shove it down your girlfriend's throat and leave us out of it. In fact, I propose that in the next team comedy meeting, we get every motherfucker that's getting laid and give him, like, celebrate him with a big cake and a piñata. And the piñata can be like one giant dick, and the cake can be like two big boobs. You know, let's keep it classy. But, in fact, here's a joke. What do you call a comedian without a girlfriend? Homeless. No, that's not true. You guys don't have girlfriends. You live with your mom. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't want to piss anybody off. You know, you guys, some of you look like school shooters because you're incels. No, but, you know, in fact, I heard ISIS is going to start recruiting at the open mics because we like to bomb. No, but what's the difference between a comedian and a terrorist? A terrorist actually knows when they're bombing. And, you know, it's like, what's the definition of insanity? Here's another one. The definition of insanity, saying the same joke over and over and expecting a different result. But when people, like, you know, they like to talk a lot of shit about ballet comedians. They say ballet comedians aren't funny. And I mean, I say no, that's not true. There's some people that are comedians that are not from the valley. Get it right. How many comedians does it take to screw in a light bulb? One, if the light bulb is unconscious and unable to give consent. But I'm not saying you're rapist. I'm saying you're rapey. You're like Epstein, but no island. You know? And I mean, for reals, everybody's been super friendly and welcoming. Friendly, like the man that tried to put me in his van one time when I was little. That kind of friendly. But for the record, if anybody wants to Bill Cosby me or put something on my drink, just let me know ahead of time, please. I don't want to have to, like, get a new driver's license, get new credit cards, get a new, like, set of car keys. You know, just let me know. I can secure all my belongings and get a ride home. And as you can tell, comedy is a male-dominated field. I was in the military. Give it up for our veterans. Veterans in the house, yeah. All right? Comedy is a male-dominated field, like the military. You know what's another male-dominated field? Taking it up the ass. Just ask Ramon Ayala, second and third. And honestly, I feel like, like last time I felt like I didn't belong because I heard the comedians were going to start a baseball league, right? And I was upset because I didn't get the invite. And I'm like, apparently though, they had too many catchers and not enough pitchers, right? Too many catchers and not enough pitchers. And all their games were away games, away from their girlfriends. But I knew I belonged when I had that sweet smell of ganja in the air. And I'm like, these are my fucking people, yeah, you know? So I'm glad that you guys let me in your comedy cult, right? Because it is a cult. Except I'm still waiting for the animal sacrifices, but I'm scared to ask because some of you like to choke your chicken on the daily. But